There is one word that the team at ZOS continues to use as of late that's not just the word community, but also ESO being a home. They want the game to feel like a home for all players. And I think this is a pretty interesting concept considering Joe Burba has stated he wants the game to last for 30 plus years. Now, what do they mean by home or the game feeling like home? And he kind of stated that he wants the players to have a deeper feeling of the game just being very comfortable, something they can go back to, something that the kind of game you keep coming home to is what Joe Burba stated. And that was kind of off his comment of saying the game has the potential of being a 30-plus year game in his mind. And a lot of people hear 30 years plus, they were not really convinced that the game could last 10 years plus when some of the developers were talking about their 10-year plan for the Elder Scrolls Online. And 30 years is a really long time. But I do understand why they're talking about wanting the game to feel like home. They're trying to get the community really involved in the game. They want everyone to be excited to come back to play if you've been away for a while. They want the community to start feeling more involved in the game. They want the game to be enjoyable for new players, for returning players, and for veteran players. And a lot of people have stated that the older player base, the player base that's been here for a long time, has slowly kind of stepped away, especially if they're in-game players and things like that. And a lot of single player, more solo player friendly people have joined the game to where they're not going into in-game and doing stuff like that. And I think that is definitely going to be tailored toward folks like that, because if you're someone that is a person that likes to go in and just play, solo dungeons, going in maybe just adventuring, doing story quests, pretty much going around in the overland content solo, I think you're definitely going to be able to just hop in and out of ESO easily, and go play other things and come back into ESO when new content's there. There's always been that topic of conversation that people played ESO's new chapter years ago. Every new chapter that came out, people would hop in and play it. In a couple months, they would leave ESO and not come back to the next year. And there's plenty of people that do that. And I think they're really trying to go all in on making the game feel very community-oriented, but also making the game feel like something you can just hop in and out of and come back and play easily without a whole lot of change. You're still going to be able to pick it up and just pretty much pick up where you left off. But at the same time, there's been a lot of talk in the community, and I've seen a lot of people answer this by saying, well, that's great and good. We can have a game that's community-driven. You can start listening to the community. But a lot of people feel like if people start leaving the game, they may not come back, and then they're going to start losing players. I don't necessarily know if that's the case. They might as well just make the base ESO game free, in my opinion. You can buy it for so cheap on any platform. It's crazy. A lot of times it's on sale, like I said, here on the PlayStation Store, and I've talked about this in many other videos, to where it's less than $10, sometimes less than $5. I know you can buy it on PC for $5 or less a lot of times. So I don't know why they just don't make the base game free. I think that would do the game a lot of good, because you're going to get a lot of new players coming into the game if it's free. I mean, that's just how it always goes. Now, will they stay? Who knows? But a lot of people feel like folks are going to stop buying DLC and stop coming back to the game if they just get, fed up with whatever bothers them about ESO. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I myself have done this for several years, over the last several years. I'll get it out right here in just a second. But I've played the game for 10 years, and over the last several years, I have gone in and played new DLC, play new trials, play new dungeons. And then I might take, a break for a couple months. I might hop in and play 3 or 4 times a month instead of every day. And I might be playing some other stuff, doing content here on YouTube for other games. And I think that's really what they want to focus on. No matter what you have going on when it comes to life, gaming, anything, they want you to be able to hop in ESO, enjoy the community, feel like you're listened to by the developers, and also have a game that just feels comfortable to play, and it's always something that you come back to whether it's a month from now or a year from now, or even 5 years from now. Who knows what's going to happen in ESO's future, but it looks like they're going all in for the long haul, and I'm going to be curious to see if it really works out for them. Leave me a comment with your thoughts, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.